What's going on YouTube? It's Chris bringing you guys another Fantasy Puck video, and today this is a must-watch video for you guys. If you guys haven't been able to keep up with all of our must-draft players, this is a general consensus top 10 of everybody that we feel like you should absolutely 100% draft in your guys' leagues. Doesn't matter what league it is. So this is an absolute must-watch video. Guys, thank you so much for all the support as of late. This fantasy hockey season is just around the corner. We know a lot of you guys are drafting, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. We got a lot more content for you guys, especially in season as well. And leave a like if you guys enjoyed the video. Let's get right into it. We're going to start things off based on Yahoo ADP, and our highest ranked player on our list is Jacob Markstrom, and is the only goalie on this list, guys, and there is a reason for that. It's incredibly difficult to find good, consistent, high-volume goaltenders and not have to pay a premium for them. We typically don't like taking goalie in the first round, so Igor and Vasilevsky are off of this list for that reason in itself. You can get Markstrom anywhere from round 3 to round 5, depending on if he falls, and he just had an absolute monster year with the Calgary Flames last year. Markstrom was one of 5 goalies last year to have over 60 starts, and out of those 5 goalies, he had the best save percentage with a 922 and the best goals against average with a 2.22, and also led the NHL in shutouts with 9. We expect the same out of Markstrom going into next year. He's a lock for another 60 starts, and with the addition of Mackenzie Weegar, that Calgary defense has only improved. You're getting Markstrom at a really good value due to the fact that you don't have to pay a first-round pick for him, and he likely could even fall in the draft, depending on where people take goalies. And we just really like Markstrom for his value overall. You're getting similar value in Vasilevsky and Igor, but you don't have to pay a first-round pick for it to get Jacob Markstrom. The next highest ranked player in terms of Yahoo ADP is Brady Tkachuk of the Ottawa Senators. And you've heard us talk about Brady enough already. This guy's an absolute anomaly when it comes to fantasy hockey leagues that counts hits. He has a crazy high shot volume to begin with, and then you add an insane hit volume on top of that with a 30-goal season last year, posting 67 points in 79 games. He's just an absolute stud, and the fact that you're getting him in round 3 shouldn't even be fair. We suggest that you take him in round 2 if he's available to you. He's that good, and we just expect more of Brady Tkachuk absolutely terrorizing the shot and hits category this year. 300 plus in both those categories we haven't projected, as we should see his power play totals come up a little bit as well, given the new additions of DeBrincat and Giroux, and another 30-goal campaign and a potential 70-point season for Tkachuk, we believe, is just right around the corner. This guy's an absolute stud. Please absolutely make sure you take him if he's available. Moving into round 4, we have Moritz Seider of the Detroit Red Wings. He had 50 points in 82 games last year, which won him the Calder Trophy, and a well-deserved Calder Trophy in that. But not only is Seider a good NHL player, but he's a really good fantasy player as well. Just an absolute category coverage machine. He sees power play one time. He has 187 shots last season with 151 hits. And if you count blocks in your leagues, he also had 161 blocks on top of that. And there's not much more you can ask out of your defenseman, guys. Like, Seider's just an unbelievable talent and should continue to see power play one time, as well as smashing every category possible. We really like this guy, especially over some players like Quinn Hughes and Aaron Ekblad, just because of how much category coverage he has. And we expect the same out of Seider, actually a slight improvement as Detroit slowly gets better over time. Shots move up to 195 and 158 hits. There's not much more you could ever ask for out of a defenseman, guys. This guy is unbelievable and will continue to be going into next season. Moving into round 5, we have Evander Kane of the Edmonton Oilers, and Kane had a very successful campaign with the Oilers last year, 22 goals in 46 games with 152 shots and 135 hits, and obviously it's very valuable to take a player that's playing with Connor McDavid, but when you have a guy like Evander Kane that has history of having over 250 shots, having 200 hits, it's incredibly valuable as a fantasy asset, especially now that he's solidified his place with McDavid on that first line. This could be a very conservative projection for Evander Kane, especially if he gets back to his old shooting ways. He's had times in his career where he's had over 300 shots, and then you look at his hits categories, anywhere hovering around 200 is always something to get excited over. In a full 82-game season, this could vary depending on how absolutely bananas McDavid goes, which is always a possibility, and Kane could really score 40 goals given that opportunity. But the thing that I'm just hesitant about is they don't have him listed on Power Play 1 right now. We expect that to change going forward, as I think Hyman is currently listed on the Power Play 1, but I think Kane will slowly and surely take that spot from him as the season starts. Guys, this is a poor man's Brady Tkachuk. He plays with Connor McDavid. He gets over 250 shots in his sleep. He could score you 40 goals. Like, this is an incredible pick in round 5, and definitely snag him if he's available. Another player you've heard us talk a lot about is Jack Hughes of the New Jersey Devils, who is available in round 8 with an ADP of around 94.8. And we believe this is criminally low for Jack Hughes, as the fact that we believe he could hit close to 85, 90, even maybe 100 points. The only issue is that he has to stay healthy, guys. He was on a 100-point pace last season before he got injured, and he's just so incredibly talented and has so many offensive weapons around him now that it's very possible for Hughes to kind of solidify himself as one of the league's elite scorers. All he has to do is stay healthy, and he will have a very, very, very successful season with the New Jersey Devils, who continue to add offensive weapons to their lineup. Hughes is projected for 87 points in 74 games. We have him hitting over 200 shots and only 17 hits, guys. He doesn't hit a lot as well, but the fact that you're getting an 85 to 95 score at round 8 at ADP 94 is just way too difficult to pass up, guys. Like, you absolutely have to have this guy if he's available to you in round 8, especially. Another player that we're incredibly high on in round 8 is Miro Heiskanen of the Dallas Stars, and a lot of people are going to be high on him this year for a lot of obvious reasons. Number one, he's got that power play one time locked in now. There's no more John Klingberg there to compete with him and take that away from him. He also had a 36-point season last year, and a lot of people were disappointed with the fact that Miro didn't really break out last season, but we didn't really expect to have too much of an offensive boost in Miro's game until Klingberg was potentially gone. Now that he is gone, we should see a huge increase in Heiskanen's production, especially from a power play standpoint as well. We project him to have 49 points in 77 games. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if this guy hits 60 points and is a top 10 scorer as a defenseman. He's that talented and that good of a puck mover. With 20 points on the power play, that would be incredible for Heiskanen to hit that threshold, as well as 179 shots. Not too much of a hitter as a defenseman, but again, round 8, you're getting a guy that has top 10 defenseman scoring upside, and we just are really excited to see what he can do, given the fact that he should have the green light from Pete DeBoer the entire year. So if this guy's available in round 8 and you need a defenseman, he is an absolute must draft. Things really didn't go as planned for newly acquired defenseman Dougie Hamilton of the New Jersey Devils. He had 30 points in 62 games last year, which was definitely underwhelming, and had to deal with an injury through that time as well. With 197 shots, this is a good sign for Dougie that he's continuing to shoot the puck, and that's the thing that we like most about him, and we expect a huge bounce back for him going into next season. Dougie should be a lock for power play one time, as well should see a ton of minutes in New Jersey as the Devils continue to improve their offense. We're very excited for Dougie this year, as we expect him to get back to 220 plus shots. He's had a history of having close to 270 some years back when he was playing in Carolina, and we're just really excited for Dougie's bounce back. He should see a huge point increase, guys. We're expecting him to be over 50 points next season in 70 games, as well as a good hit total as well with 78 hits. That's not bad considering the fact that Dougie is more of an offensively inclined defenseman. And if you count blocks in your league as well, he also had 92 blocks last season. Expect the old Dougie to be back next season, guys, as he should see an insanely high shot total, as well as back to getting 50 points in a season. We're expecting a huge bounce back, and if he's available in round 9, he's an absolute must draft. Thomas Chabot of the Ottawa Senators is the 8th player on our list and the last defenseman to be on our list. He is also the player that I'm most excited for on this list, guys. He has never had the opportunity that he's had presented in front of himself now, surrounded with guys like Alex DeBrincat and Claude Giroux. The offense has never been better in Ottawa, and Chabot should be the beneficiary of that going into next season. Chabot only played 59 games last year before he got injured, but led the NHL in share of possible ice time with a staggering 43%. And that just means, guys, that this guy plays a lot of minutes, like 26 minutes. He's a lock for every single year, and we're expecting big things out of Chabot from an offensive standpoint as well going into next season. We have Chabot listed for 64 points in 71 games next season with 26 power play points as well. 191 shots is always great to see out of a defenseman. We love high shot volume defensemen here at FP, and we love Thomas Chabot going to next season, guys. So if he's available, especially in round 10, 100% must draft player. As you get deeper and deeper into your drafts, it's more and more difficult to find high value players with a lot of upside and a high floor. And thankfully for you guys, we have a Vincent Trocheck here at round 13, ADP 157. Trocheck's offense slowed down last season, posting 51 points in 81 games, 12 of which were on the power play, but he did continue to shoot the puck and hit, which is why we are such a big fan of him this late in the draft, especially 168 shots, 185 hits, and to make matters even better for you guys, Trocheck is now playing second line on the New York Rangers with a bona fide 100-point player, Artemi Panarin. Trocheck is also expected to skate on the first power play unit, and the Rangers actually led the NHL in power play goals last season, so that's even better news for you guys, which is why we're projecting Vincent Trocheck at 67 points in 75 games with 19 power play points, 179 shots, and 163 hits. Guys, there's not that many players available, especially this late in the draft, that have this great category coverage with a power play one upside and playing with a very, very talented playmaker in Artemi Panarin. So we highly recommend that if Trocheck's available later in your guys' drafts, that you take this guy. He's going to be an absolute stud this year, and we have very, very high hopes for him going forward into the season. Rounding out our list is Seth Jarvis of the Carolina Hurricanes to give you guys another great option deeper in your guys' drafts. He's expected to go around round 14, ADP 169, and we're huge fans of Seth Jarvis going into next year. Jarvis ended up having 40 points in 68 games with the Carolina Hurricanes and had a very, very low total of 13 minutes and 53 seconds average time on ice. Guys, we expect that to drastically increase as he should be skating alongside a first-line center Sebastian Aho and Teuvo Teravainen. We also expect Jarvis's hit totals to continue as he had 69 hits. His time on ice should drastically increase, which should then further increase his production, especially playing on the first line with Aho and Teravainen. We have him projected for 51 points in 74 games with 15 power play points, as Carolina does like to split up their power play, so he should get some good power play time as well with 137 shots and 86 hits. Also covers those categories very well, guys. So again, another late round absolute must draft player if he's available for you guys. We really like Jarvis this year, and we really hope that you guys take him in your drafts. To me, he's an absolute must draft at round 14. That'll do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like. If you really enjoyed our content and want to see more of it, hit that subscribe button, as well as check out our other social platforms, including our Twitter, for all of the lineup adjustments as preseason starts to come to an end. We'll have all those starting lineups ready for you guys to go with a lot of value coming out in some future videos. So be sure to hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys in the next video.